And tell me, baby, so won't you stop? Alright, give it a couple minutes for y'all to jump in. Get everything set up anyways. Okay, that's good. Bada boom. Excuse me. Okay, looks like we got that good. Wait for y'all to hop on, get some people in here. Okay, that's a weird message. Whew. Sunday night football. Oh, that was okay. That popped up really quick. When y'all get in here, just go ahead and drop where you're from and the name of your agency. What's going on, guys? The skies rain blood. What's your name? It's a very dark type of name. ZQ, I'm gonna guess that's Xiaomi, maybe. Could be wrong, but I think it's Xiaomi. I'm just gonna guess from the Z. Could be wrong. Anyways, we're gonna get started here in just a second, guys. So obviously you see the name of the title is Free Facebook Ads Training. So if you guys haven't taken my course, or if you're looking to get into more involved with digital marketing, maybe you have had some questions about how Facebook ads work, you haven't been getting the best results, and maybe you just kind of need some guidance as far as getting Facebook ads going. Well, guess what? All you got to do is check in the description below, and there's actually going to be a link for the free Facebook ads training. All you got to do is sign up there, and we'll take you right through it. So again, no credit card information, no money involved, nothing like that. Completely free training for you guys. It's kind of a taste pretty much of what my school is like, but it goes pretty in depth, you guys. Like, if you haven't seen this strategy before, you're gonna want to check it out, because this strategy is what most of the big advertisers in Facebook advertising are using, and it's because of the fact that it actually gets results, because you do what's basically called a testing phase, and then you move into a scaling phase after you test. So there's a few parts that we teach in this Facebook ads training. Again, if you're just joining on, all you got to do is go down to the link below, and you can sign up for that free Facebook ads training right there. But again, it's a really great way for you to get involved even more with digital marketing and just with Facebook in general. Also, if you guys haven't seen yet, just some more updates. We've been going through a SEO guide, or an SEO series online as well for free. If you guys haven't seen that yet, head over to my YouTube channel again. You guys can check out that whole video series there. So just tons of information, tons of content. All you have to do is subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you guys aren't subscribed yet, so that way you can make sure you get access to all of that information. It's free. It's stuff to help you guys build your agency. And speaking of building agencies, I had some really cool stuff happen this week. So I had a few students of mine get in touch with me and basically tell me about their success after taking my course. So we just had a student who landed her first $3,000 a month client, plus a $15,000 spend on a website. So that's $3 grand a month for the monthly marketing budget, and then she's getting an extra 15 grand to put towards a website. So out of that website development job, she'll probably make around 7 to 8 grand at the very least, depending on how big of a website this is going to be. But that's 7 to 8 grand profit she's making off that website, plus the 3 grand a month on top of that, residual income. I had another student who said, I believe he's just doing email marketing, He's doing very little. He's doing a little email marketing with Facebook, and he landed a customer about $1,600 a month, is what he said. So those were really two really cool success stories. I have several other students who have landed their first, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 clients. It's really awesome to see you guys coming into this course, because we don't have my student base isn't massive yet. It's a big student base, that's for sure. Keeping up with you guys, plus my YouTube channel, it's definitely something. It's a challenge, but I'm not, I don't have 20,000 students in my course. So to see, the amount of people who've come through, and this many people have success with my school and my teaching, it's just made me super happy. So thank you guys for dedicating yourselves to the process and really sticking to it, because that's what all of these people who have come in and they're seeing the results now, they're getting their customers. It's because of the fact that they stuck with it. Kayla took her 3.5 months, almost 4 months, to land this $3,000 a month contract, plus that extra 15 grand. But now she's reaping the benefits from it. So that's the thing. Sometimes it takes a little longer than just a week or two to land a client that's going to be worth your time and effort. She spent 3.5 months chasing, I believe it was 3. It might have been just 2. But she spent a long time chasing after this one client, going in over and over again, adjusting things, resending out the audit, resending out the proposal, to get different information in front of this business to work out whatever the best possible budget and marketing campaign would be for this business. So the really cool thing is they told her that, in 2 months, all they have to do basically is all she has to do is get their website up and running, do some branding, show them some minor results, and they're going to kick up the ad budget. I think she said around 4, maybe 5 grand a month, which would be so cool for her. So, I'm not the only one making money off of this, guys. And if you think it's just crazy or you think it's impossible, you're wrong. Kayla had, and I'm sorry, Kayla, I hope you don't mind me putting you on blast here. But Kayla just started. I'm proud of her. She really did stick to it. She dedicated herself to it and made it. But what I was saying was she had no prior experience with digital marketing coming into this. She's taken a couple courses now. She took my course, and then eventually, just went out there and was able to get the customers and the client base that she wanted, and then start working for herself. So now she's got this team built around her, and I'm actually working with her on a couple things to make sure that she sees success. So when I see a student take on a big project like that, I want to be able to help them out, and that's the difference. I don't think Ty is out there just reaching out to, I called her, or I messaged her and said, hey, let me talk to you, so that way we can make sure you're doing everything right, and that way if you have any questions, you can get those off. So I'm just super excited for my students, and I'm glad to see that they're having such a great time and they're having success. If you guys aren't in my free Facebook group, by the way, let me throw that out there. The free Facebook group is in the description below. I promise you guys will enjoy that. There's so much engagement going on in this group. It's really, really great. So if you haven't seen the free Facebook group, again, that's in the link below. Also, if you guys are just joining on here, because we just had a bunch of people jump on, if you're just joining us, this is about the free Facebook ads training. That is in the description below. The link is in the description if you guys are looking for that. So there's all kinds of stuff going on here at Serial Entrepreneur Academy. It really is. It's taking off. Things are getting super exciting. Students are doing really well. The course is doing really well. People are getting great feedback. If you're interested in seeing more about the feedback from people who've taken the course, there's a couple of videos online. There's more videos coming up here in the future from students that are telling me they're going to start putting out review videos. So I'm super excited, guys, and don't miss this opportunity. The course is $3.99 now. But if you go through that Facebook ads training, we may or may not offer you a special offer to get in at a discounted rate. But seriously, guys, if you're really serious about doing something with digital marketing, you need to get into the digital marketing school at Serial Entrepreneur Academy. We have one of the best schools on the market, if not the best, in my opinion. So outside of that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get to some questions. If you haven't followed me on all my channels, do that. If you haven't subscribed, do that. But let's go. I'm just trying to figure out how to get my first client. Should I contact them by email or phone call? It's a struggle. So what I usually do, my process to finding clients, is I always start with an email first and a Facebook message. I try to send a message to their business page, and if possible, I try to find the owner or try to get an introduction to the owner. That's a really great way to actually meet someone. So what you want to do is you can find the owner of the business on Facebook, And then what you can actually do is go, and if they have it visible, you can see maybe some of their friends or suggested friends, people that you guys might have a friendship in common with. And then you reach out to that person that you both mutually know and say, hey, would you mind getting me an introduction with this person? You guys see how, like, there's so many different ways you can incorporate meeting people and networking into your strategy. You just kind of have to know how to do it. But Josh, again, the first thing I do is an email and Facebook messaging. After the Facebook message, you know, I follow up about 3 days later. After that, I follow up 7 days later. And if I still don't receive a response, that's when it's time to actually maybe give a phone call or go into the business itself and try and take it into them. Sorry guys, I'm just getting over being sick last week too. It was bad. New York Auto Broker. Hey Jordan, thanks for all the free videos on this subject. This industry is great opportunity. Yeah, not a problem, man. That's what I'm here for. Like I always say, it's for you guys. Like I really do just truly enjoy doing this and watching you guys grow with me. Like I always told my friends throughout college and high school that I don't believe it's as fun to become wealthy if you're the only one getting wealthy, right? So if all of your friends are, you know, making just average amounts of money, or if they're, you know, just not living, but if their financial status is just an average, you know, financial status, which there's nothing wrong with that, but if you're trying to make money and all of your friends are trying to do the same, and all of you guys, I consider some of you guys my friends who I've talked to, you know, on a regular basis since we started almost a year ago, but you build these relationships with people, and it allows you to, I don't know, it's just it's a different type of thing. I never thought that it would be, you know, as personal as it's gotten with you guys, and it's just a really cool thing to kind of sit here and watch grow as this goes on. So I'd like to know, how long do we do SEO before you can stop and see your long-term results? Alex, you'll never stop doing SEO ever. Things are always changing. The reason why they say it's essentially free at a time is because over time, SEO doesn't cost as much. Over time, you don't keep increasing the budget. Like, for example, with pay-per-click ads, you can always increase the budget and spend in other areas and drive traffic or drive sales. But you have to understand that it's not something you can just stop. SEO is something that will be continually going, that's why you should definitely check out the SEO series on my YouTube channel if you haven't seen it yet. But SEO doesn't ever stop. You have to keep doing it because search engines always change. There's a ton of things that change with regards to your website design, even with regards to the search engines and them crawling your website. So SEO never quits. The good thing is, though, the budget, eventually you can't increase the budget anymore. That's why people who focus on just doing SEO for their business or just running SEO businesses, you know, they have packages, but after a certain point they can't charge anymore because there's just really not any more you can do. You know, you focus on the website, on-site and off-site, and then you focus on links, review sites, and then you focus on content itself. So as long as you're continually focusing on building content, then there's always SEO to be managed, basically. Excuse me, guys. What is the biggest Facebook advertising mistake beginners make? They don't do testing. So all of that will be covered in that training. Like, seriously, if you guys are wanting a really good free Facebook training, you need to just go ahead and hop on down through that. But the biggest mistake is most people don't run any testing. They don't do any test groups. They just go out and start running ads, and then they have nothing to compare it to. So when you run interest groups or when you run testing, it gives you a starting point, a base point that you can move forward from. And if you don't do that, you don't really have anywhere to judge, you know, how you should be moving, whether that's forward or whether you need to scale back and readjust. So that's the important part. That's one of the important parts. There's several important parts really to Facebook ads. Like, for example, if you don't have the pixel installed, you're making a huge mistake right there. You have no retargeting capabilities in. Because you don't have well, you do. I think you can actually still make the people who have engaged with your actual Facebook page, but those aren't your number one buyers. Your number one potential buyers are people who hit your website. So not having that Facebook pixel installed is going to prevent you from getting the best results. lead-based ads where a client pays based on ad performance and number of leads. I don't do it, straight up. New York Auto Broker, I wouldn't do it. I would never do it. That's just not how I roll, because they are the ones who determine the commission rate, and they're going to try and short shot you, because that's what every business owner does. They care about their bottom line, not yours. So just not the best way to go about that, in my opinion. Dan, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I will try the Facebook message approach, dude. I love your stuff, seriously. Josh, not a problem, man. I'm glad I could help. If you're not in my course, I strongly recommend it. Tristan, hey Jordan, hope you get to film. Thanks, man. I hope you were able to get that audit put together, and that everything's starting to look good there. I have some auto dealers with low advertising budgets but willing to pay commission from sales. I know you're not a fan of this price structure, but if you had to go that route, no, I wouldn't have to go that route. That's the thing. When you're the business owner, you don't ever have to do anything. You just the only thing you have to do is find businesses to work with. But that's still, I mean, you still get to make that decision and be the person who makes that choice. So on who you want to work with. I personally wouldn't do it, man. If they're not willing to spend that money, then I'm telling you, they're really just going to be probably more of a hassle as a potential customer, as a customer anyways. To get local businesses out there more. Sorry if how do you get around Yext? I've been trying to find a way to get a local business out there more. Steven, can you elaborate on your question a little bit? I don't really understand what you're talking about there. Alex, not a problem, buddy. How do you feel with failing to provide results for a client if that's happened to you? Of course that's happened to me. That's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter how good you get. You won't be able to help everybody. Like, even when you're an expert, you don't always get the best. Like, you'll still get results, but you won't get the results you're always necessarily hoping for. So sometimes you have to take the experience, learn from it, apologize, and move forward, maybe without that customer. Hopefully you can salvage it and try and work out a way where maybe you need to test a different strategy or something like that. But in the grand scheme of things, guys, you're gonna fail eventually. It does, like, especially if you're new at this, you're gonna have customers who you just can't make happy. The best thing you can do is be polite. Don't be rude to them. Don't get cocky. So don't be arrogant, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Because here's the thing: you don't know necessarily. Like, me personally, I would never go into a customer, and if I messed them up and they said, you just don't know what you're doing, I still need to hold my head as the business professional and say, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, Mr. Business Owner. I really did try my best to get this done. You know, that's what I really respect about my VAs in the Philippines, because sometimes, you know, they have issues, and then I'll blow up because I'm not perfect, and I'll blow up, and then I feel bad because I did something, but the whole time they're just like, yes sir, we'll fix that, yes sir, we'll fix that. And it alleviates the situation every single time, and then I get over it, I fix the situation on my end, and then we make adjustments. So that's the thing, guys. I mean, you just have to understand that you're not always going to get results for these customers or potential clients. Sometimes you will fail, but it's about being able to adjust and doing it quickly. That's the quickest, or the best thing I can tell you is, you know, you have to be the one who's on top of it consistently, so that when someone is not getting the best bang for their buck or not getting the best ROI out of their budget, you're able to adjust and, you know, change things quickly. You know, you have to be on top of that as the business owner. So that's really all I have to say about that one. Is there an automotive audit out there? That's the thing. I mean, the audit really the audit is really just the audit. There's not really an automotive audit or a real estate audit or a restaurant audit. Like, everything they're all looking at the same exact 5 pieces of information: social media, website, email, pay-per-click, and SEO, and content, the 6 parts. So they're all looking at the same thing. So that's all. Like, when you think about an audit, like, you guys got to get out of the templated mindset. That's where a lot of you have issues and have struggle, is you want everything templated for you. And a lot of the time, guys, like all of the stuff you guys are using is usually stuff that I personally created. So that's the thing. You have to get out of the mindset of automatic audit. Oh, automatic audit, and I guess I would still say the exact same response that I had. You know, there's you want to actually do the information. If you're actually just plugging in a business, or like say you plug in the business's name and phone number and website, and it just shoots out an audit for you, like, yes, that is efficient as far as time consuming. But if you don't actually go through the business's business details, if you don't go through their actual pages yourself, you're not really learning anything. And especially if you're the one pitching them, like at this very moment, I have someone on my team who's actually doing that for me now. He's going to be the one who's actually out building the audits and pitching customers and stuff like that up here in Atlanta. By the way, if you guys are in Atlanta, if anybody's in Atlanta or in the Atlanta area and watches this, you guys please reach out to me. I am looking to network with some more people. My agency is growing, and there are opportunities on my sales team for my agency. So couple benefits there. You obviously get to work with me and learn how to do some things with regards to your own agency, but just some food for thought for you guys there. But as far as an automated, I mean, I wouldn't do it just because of the fact that there's no quality there. There's no actual value there if all you're doing is taking something that a machine runs through and spits out. The point of the audit, and probably where a lot of people are missing the true value of the audit, is they're not including how to solve those issues. So when you give the audit, you don't just say, okay, these are all your issues, this is where you did good, and that's it. You give them the issues, and then you say, and this is a quick way you can fix that. Give them a link, or a quick, 1-2 step how to fix something. You actually show them some ways to fix it, because everybody's like, oh, well, if I show them how to fix it, they're not going to use me. False. If you do a good audit, you'll have you could easily come up with just about any business out there. Almost all of the good ones are basically covered, but that's why they have marketing agencies. But if you're looking at 90% of businesses out there, you can look through everything about their business online, and you'll find 50 different points where you can change things or make adjustments or improve something. So give them solutions for all 50. Do you think they're going to sit there? You don't even have to do it for 50. You could do it for 15 or 20, and I guarantee you they're not going to go through there and solve all of those issues. They won't even give it to their administrative assistant to go solve all those issues. So that's what you guys got to keep in mind. You have to provide the value. You can't just tell them this is what you're doing wrong. They usually know what they're doing wrong. You have to tell them how to fix that error, right? So just some food for thought there. Let me scroll up because we got a bunch of questions coming in here. I don't want to miss anybody. How does the commission from the auto dealer work? I don't know. I don't do it. A few words in regards to contracts, please. Is there something standard for the industry that I can download somewhere? I typically don't do a contract, like straight up. I don't have, like, they pay me up front. So as long as they continue to pay me, I continue to work for them. And that's basically it. I don't do any work unless I'm paid for, so I don't need a contract per se. Does that make sense? I don't like to sign contracts. It makes people less likely to want to sign, especially if you put a time frame on it. I usually go in and I say, look, Mr. Business Owner or Mrs. Business Owner. I always say Mrs. Business Owner. Let me get you ladies out there. Mrs. Business Owner, I don't actually do a contract. I don't believe in them. Wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing, the contract. So I don't believe in an actual contract. All I need you to do, you pay me up front. We get everything going for you. From there on, we'll continue the contract, but I at least ask for a minimum of 3 months of your time, maybe 4 months of your time, because I'll put it to you like this: you'll never get results up front in the first month with digital marketing. It's not an instant solution. Pay-per-click, it would still take us 2 weeks to get you set up to where you're actually starting to see some leads come in. So what I usually ask for, Mrs. Business Owner, is my clients, I like to ask them to give me a minimum or try to find a time period where they can commit for 3 months, because that's when you'll start to see some results. So it's all about how you approach the sale and how you actually, break it across to them. But I don't believe in a contract, or I personally don't use a contract to close a deal. How How do you keep current with pricing? Pricing really doesn't adjust that much. And honestly, your pricing should increase as you're able to provide more results and as your agency takes on customers. So like, that's the thing. I can't tell any one business how to price their business. I recommend specific base prices because that's where you want to start. As you get better, just like an attorney, the best attorney out there gets paid more money because everybody wants to hire him, right? So he's allowed to make his price more competitive. Well, same thing with your agency. The more you're able to prove you can get leads for clients or sales for clients, conversions, and make them money off of their marketing budget, more likely you are to get more clients, and then also be able to raise your price and not have to worry about taking on new clients. So it's really a hard question to answer. You can't keeping current with pricing. There's no set standard really to keep current with. Do your VAs answer calls as well or email only? No, I haven't set up any sales VAs. I actually use people here in the US. One of them is actually a student in my course, but I don't use VAs for like sales and stuff like that. He does all that for me. They just write the digital marketing audits and create those for me. Let me see here. Where are we at? Steven Jordan. So I got on Yext and do a business scan, but then I try to update their business on all of those sites. But of those sites, about 1/3 you have to pay Yext to update. No, you have to pay for that service. There's no way around it. That's why they make money. The other service I would recommend looking at though is Vendasta. I recommend Vendasta because that's what I use personally. That's what my students, I recommend to them. It's only $250 a month as opposed to, I think Vendasta is like $500 or something like that. Vendasta also gives you 2,500 accounts where Yext only allows you to have 5 accounts. So just something for you to keep in mind. How do you get past the inexperienced portion? When I go for the close, they ask to see my work and I don't have any that I'm proud of just yet. All new clients. All right, Derek, biggest thing you can do is go out there and start maybe building logos or asking maybe someone to run their Facebook ads campaign for a week. You know, something where you can get some real quick experience where they can write you a quick review. Because all you need is the review. You don't have to actually show them, here's where I spent $500 on this Facebook ad campaign and we were able to generate $5 per, no, like, you don't need to do that. They just want to see where a customer or a past customer of yours has said, this person did a good job, they got me more money. That's all they want to see. So work with someone, work with a friend, a relative, anybody that you know who has a business, try and get them results and then get them to write a review for you. Or like I said, go out, create some logos for people and give them to them for free. And in exchange for that free logo, they basically just write a review for your business, talking about how good you are. That'll help with that. On average, how much time, oh goodness, work stuff. On average, how much time do you spend on potential clients audit? About 20 to 30 minutes. I'm in Fort Stewart, Georgia soon and might move to Atlanta. I'll definitely get at you. Let me know, man. Dude, I own a roll, ice cream, and coffee shop in Kennesaw. When I saw your digital audit of Tongue and Groove, I was stoked that you're in Georgia as well. Hope we can connect sometime. I'm up actually in Marietta, Ice Kitchen Dan, just so you know. Why don't you give me some of that dope ice cream and coffee though? Sounds really good. Let's see, tips for naming an agency. Keep it simple. Seriously, don't overthink it. Honestly, if I had to repick, I wouldn't have niched my name as much as I did because honestly, it's just easier to get client. Like eventually, once you get the hang of it, you start off in a niche or 2 niches or 2 or 3 niches at once, and then you expand from there. So I kind of wish that I would have left my name a little more open because I figured I would expand pretty quickly with regards to what industries I was working in. But you know, that's kind of up to you how quickly you expect to expand. And do you give free trials 1 to 2 weeks? No, I don't give any free trials. All of my information on my YouTube channel, in my free Facebook ads training, on my website, at my blog. You know, there's so much information there that's free already. It's hard for me to give any more free. Jordan, Thanks for the content. Yeah, not a problem, man. How do you get content? How do you go about content creation on Facebook, specifically blog creation? I imagine at some point this would need to be outsourced. Yeah, I outsource it. So what I do personally, since I don't actually write the content. That takes a lot of time, right? I should be focusing on building the business, helping my clients, stuff like that, right? So what I do is I actually do a planning session every week. And we've actually just started doing weekly team calls. So we had our first one this week, actually this morning. So we have weekly team calls and we go over that stuff. But basically for blog creation and stuff like that, I create a calendar for the month, and then I look at each week and I say, okay, what do I want to talk about on each specific day? And usually I'll keep it the same just to keep it simple. But I'll do like a Facebook post about, for my business, since it's about digital marketing, I'll do like a Facebook post about Facebook on Monday, and then a Facebook post about web design on Tuesday, and a Facebook post about SEO on Wednesday, one about pay-per-click on Thursday. You kind of get what I'm saying? And then from there, I just kind of, you want to look at where the issues lie in the industry. So for example, I just took on this catering company. And one of the big issues in the catering industry is when people are planning a big catering event. They don't necessarily know what they should be putting together, they need a checklist to put together their catering event because they've never done it before, right? So what we instantly did, as soon as I took him on, we started writing a 4-part series to planning a catering event. And we're posting all of that blog content to his website, which we will then in turn take and post to his social media accounts and put on his, basically all over the place. Does that kind of make sense? So that, I mean, it's very, very simple. Content creation is the easiest part. Let me see here. When you were replying to my post on Facebook, you mentioned a great point that managing accounts and running ads is 2 separate things. Are they both included at your base price tier? No, anytime I charge, or anytime I run any type of ads, that's always an added charge. To get back on topic, please explain how you determine how much to charge clients for an ad budget. Really, I mean, it's more up to them how much they can afford. But I don't usually, like for Facebook, I won't run anything less than like $500 a month. For pay-per-click, I won't run anything less than like $1,000 a month. So like they have to spend at least $1,000 a month to do pay-per-click ads, and at least $500 a month to do Facebook or Instagram. I know you have to run an ad campaign to determine which ads work, but how much after that? Because I usually run 24 ads at $3. Again, the budget really just is all about how much they can afford. If so, what type of budget for Facebook ads do you suggest? I just said that. Cool. And then check the ads after 36 hours, then reuse the ads that work. But I'm unsure how much to run those ads for. You scale as they do well, basically. I mean, you could have one ad that you're running at $100 a day, and you could have one ad that you're running at $20 a day because it's not performing as well as the $100 ad, but it's still performing well. You know, it kind of, I mean, not kind of, but it is completely up to you. And then also it's up to how much the business owner, has to spend. For Facebook management, do you go to the business weekly to take pictures and video? Nope. I usually will, like a lot of my customers, they enjoy working with me. So I kind of teach them things, and if you do this with your customers, it kind of makes it easier. But a lot of business owners are eager to learn. They do like to learn about it. They just don't have a resource, so you can be that resource for them. So what I do is I actually, for my catering company, they're in St. Louis. I'm in Atlanta. I can't go to their location every week and take pictures and video, right? So I kind of am teaching him how to actually take video, how to take picture for his business, so that way all he has to do, he goes out, takes all the video and picture. He doesn't have to hire anyone, and all he does is upload it to Google Drive, and then I have access to it for marketing. So, super simple. Best way to split test ads? Really, I mean, it's just going to be going on Facebook, and then you can actually do it one of two ways. You can run split tests. They actually have a split test option on Facebook ads, or you can do, this is kind of my preferred method, which is where I'll just create different ads. And so I'll create a campaign, and then there's the ad set and the ad level, right? So in the ad set level, I'll create multiple different ad sets, and then I'll create multiple different ads, and then basically I run, like, so I'll have 3 different ad sets, right? So the ad sets are like different audiences I'm targeting, and then for each ad set I'll have 3 images, so that's a total of 9 ads, right? So each image is running at a different increment, at a different demographic, basically targeting those people, and then we test, 2 at the same time or 3 at the same time in each ad to see which one's going to perform the best, and then remove the ones that don't work in each audience, and then keep the ones that do. It's all about, really, split testing is just, it's putting at least 2 things out there and looking at them, comparing the results and saying, okay, this one did better, we're going to keep it here. But just because an ad does better doesn't mean that that split test or that the secondary ad, so like if ad A beats out ad B, that doesn't necessarily mean that ad A or ad B, if ad A beats ad B, then that doesn't mean that ad B is necessarily a bad ad. It just means that it didn't perform as well as ad A. So you would then take ad A, run it with a new ad, take ad B, run it with another type of ad, and then you're comparing here. If B loses, then you can maybe determine to get rid of it. If it doesn't lose, then you keep it, and then you add it again. It's a whole process of just, comparing new information versus old information, which one works better, keep it, swap it out. It just depends on what stage of the ad you're actually at. So you got your client, they agree to doing business with you, you go home to start working on their business. Where do you start? Usually start with making a list of everything that I need to do. Like, seriously, that's the thing. It's all about planning. When you start, you have to look. So if I get a client and they say, okay, Jordan, you're gonna do our Facebook, you're gonna do our Instagram, you're gonna do our email marketing, and that's it, right? And with Facebook, we're doing Facebook ads as well. So all I would do is I'd go home. I'd say, okay, I have Facebook management, I have Instagram management, I have email marketing and management, I have Facebook ads. Now, what do I need to get Facebook management done? Well, I need social media posts, I need photos, I need videos, I need research for the whatever industry this is. Instagram, what do I need? The exact same thing. I need to set up an account. I need to link it to the Facebook page. I need to make it a business account. There's a bunch of different things. Then email marketing. Okay, well, I got email marketing. I need to come up with what days I'm going to send out emails. I need to figure out what content I need to send out in the emails. I need to figure out what type of automations I need to build. You just make lists of every single thing that you're going to be doing for them, and then go down and fill out those lists. Make sure you're completing everything on that list, and then you're up and running. Super simple, right? Are you going to be running this live video weekly around this time? Yeah, I missed. I felt bad too. I was sick last week, so I didn't get anything. Well, I got some stuff done, but it was really just mostly for my clients. But as you can see, I'm still getting over being sick, but I missed all of last week, so I felt super bad about that, guys. But yes, every Sunday around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then every Thursday as well, we're going to be doing this. I seriously, I didn't shoot any video. I'm actually shooting the website development video tonight. You guys should be super excited about that. It's a 2-part video, me and Ryan, so you guys get excited. If you are in the course, we're going to show you from start to finish how to build a website. It's awesome. Or at least this video is going to be awesome. You guys are really going to love that if you've never built a website before, or if you've built one, say on Wix or something like that before, but you just didn't feel like it was the best that you could do, the best work that you could do. You felt like you could do something better. We're going to be doing that in this video as well. So seriously, guys, if you're not in the course, get in it before it goes up to $500, because that's the next price jump, is $500. And people are joining this course left and right now. It's doing so great. I'm super excited. Again, if you guys are just jumping on this video, or if you've been with me the whole time, whatever it may be, I just want to throw out the reminders again. Free Facebook group is below in the description. Make sure you join that free Facebook group. Outside of that, there's free Facebook ads training. That's in the description below. What else? Oh, we're doing something really cool for Halloween. So if you guys are still around for Halloween and you still haven't joined the course for some strange reason, we'll have a special there for you guys as well. But there's a ton of really cool stuff we're doing here over the next few months. We've got the Beginner's Guide to SEO series. That's all on my YouTube channel and on my website at my blog. So if you guys like the documentation to go along with these videos that I put together, I actually leave basically all the documents over on my blog. So you can just go watch the video and follow along, take notes on that, print it out. Like seriously, I leave it all for you guys because I know how useful it is, and I know that it only makes you guys want to do this even more, and it helps you guys have more success. So this thing I'm going to tune in also for the course. Is there a way, or are you planning to set up more than just 2 payment plans? Josh, no, I'm not setting up more than 2 payment plans, and you can thank whoever the student was who came into my course and paid for the first month and then dropped out after that. We're going to keep it at 2 months, and it's going to stay at the price it's at, and I'm sorry that I can't do anything more than that, but people like to take advantage of a situation and remove their credit card information when you do stuff like that. So, you know, I try to give out as much free stuff as I can and make it as easy for people to get in it as possible. But when people take advantage of it, obviously I have to ultimately protect myself. So for email marketing, do you create a MailChimp account for each client, or do you just, I don't use MailChimp, so no. I use ActiveCampaign. Join their partner program. You'll love it. And yes, I create an account for each one of my customers then. But don't use MailChimp. Sucks for automations. Use ActiveCampaign. And you check out their partner program, because actually, like, once you buy your second account, you get, I believe, 25% off everything. So like literally you just create 2 accounts on there, maybe one for your client and one for you, and you get 25% off all their products. And then I believe it goes up incrementally from there as well. So it's a really great software to get on board with. And if you get on now, I believe you get grandfathered in at that price, because they are one of the newer email marketing softwares. Are you mainly giving value content in emails like blogs and cool recipes, intermittent with special offers? Do you ever do a soap type sequence that leads offer? I think you're asking about my catering business that I'm working for. You might be asking about mine, but yes, I always offer special offers. So the way I kind of build email automations is there's always value, right? You have to have value, but mixed in with the value, very sparingly, we put in value offers inside those emails as well, because without it, no one's ever going to buy, right? You have to tell people what to do. You have to tell them to buy. I'm not sure what a soap sequence is. That's actually something that would be new to me, so feel free to enlighten me on that one. I completely understand there is always that one guy that has to ruin it for everyone. Shame. Yeah, it really was unfortunate. We were sitting there, I believe it was 2 or 3 nights ago actually, and I got a notification that I had never gotten before from Teachable that said someone removed, or a billing payment had failed. So I was like, oh, okay. So I did some digging, and of course it was the guy, or one of the people who had paid for the payment plan. So I was like, all right, well, I had actually been thinking about doing a 3-payment, 4-payment series, but obviously if people are going to take advantage of it, then I'm not going to do it. So we're in the shopping center on Barrett Parkway. I'll Instagram DM you. Come by during the day. I'm there 24/7, although closed on Mondays, and I'll hook you up with coffee, ice cream and coffee. Dude, I'll definitely be there. Seriously. Definitely message me. I'm not afraid to come by and talk to you guys and hang out, check out your place. I'm pretty sure I'm close to Barrett Parkway. I'm off of Shallowford, so I'm sure you know where Shallowford is, though. Everybody's heard of Shallowford up this way. What is your best close? Do you use Click? Derek, what do you mean by my best close? Asking for a friend. Hopefully they sign up for the course. And yes, Kafori, I use ClickFunnels. I actually just planned out the ClickFunnels video today, so I'm shooting that this week now that I'm feeling better. But yeah, Kafori, so just make sure to stay tuned to the course, and you'll see the ClickFunnels walkthrough on there. I'm going to show you how I set them up for my school, for my clients, all of it. It's very easy to use, and by far my favorite lead generation platform as far as a landing page is concerned. But Derek, I'm not sure what you mean. Asking for a friend, hopefully they sign up for the course. I get that part, but what do you mean by what is your best close? Soap opera sequence. It was in .com Secrets. It is when you tell a brand story through a sequence that leads to a sales offer, basically. No, most of mine isn't about brand story, just because of the fact that, like, people care about my brand, but my brand isn't at that point yet where they care about the story. Like, eventually I will do stuff like that, but for right now I focus on giving actual educational value and informational value. For my course, that does the best because obviously I run a online course, a school, right? So that works out really well. But you want to think about the industry itself. So for example, let's look at like real estate. Someone buying a home, there's tons of information that people are missing out on or don't know when they're going to buy a home. So it might be beneficial for you as well to build an informational series going into the home buying process for people. But you can see I mean, that's one of the best ways that you can give value. That's one of the best ways that you can give value is by providing information that's going to be useful to people. So with catering, we're not just going to stop at the planning and event catering series. We're also going to teach people how to make healthy, affordable meals. We're going to do all kinds of informational stuff that makes people like us and come to us as a informational resource as well in the St. Louis area. We're going to focus on building up like that, because when you build yourself as an authority or as an informational resource, you make people, when they think of an issue or when they have an issue, they instantly come to you. So that's usually the approach I take. While I know that you preferred to go off the hip, is there a certain word track you use to lock the client on the second meeting? It's not really, I don't really go through. See, here's what I believe that works best about sales, or what I kind of go best with. But when it comes to the sale itself, and when it comes to actually closing the client, the biggest thing you can do is not mimic, but read their body language. So you don't have, like, yes, the whole mimicking thing, that's a part of it. If they cross, or if you cross their legs, or if they cross their legs, don't cross your legs. Don't mimic them. You want them mimicking you, so that way you can have power in the meeting, or the authority in the meeting. But I believe in the actual. When it comes to selling a client, you actually have to be able to convince them that you know what you're talking about. And then when you actually go in to close them, you have to do it with confidence. So that way they feel that they can trust your actual ability to do it. So a lot of people, they go in and they try to pitch something, but they almost have like this shake in their voice. Or they have something that, you know, they say something, but then they kind of second guess themselves about it. Or if someone throws an objection at them, they just take that objection and go. Most people will take no, or I need some time to think about it, or that's too expensive as a no, and that's not necessarily a no. You just need to rework your way back into that sale and resell them in a way that's going to be valuable. If someone says, I just need some time to think about it, you have to understand what a typical response. And this is another video I just wrote today. I wrote the outline for it, but it's on overcoming objections in a sale. So just because someone says, oh, well, I need some time to think about it, you know, if that's an objection of some form, right? That is, I can't buy it right this very second from you. And what does that objection mean? It doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't mean that they need actual time to think about it. Trust me, they've been thinking about it. They've been thinking about marketing their business long before you probably even reached out to them. But what they want to think about is why they're actually spending that money again, and that's the last thing you want them doing. You don't want them, because people will talk themselves out of buying something 9 times out of 10. If they're already on the fence about it, they'll talk themselves out of buying it 9 times out of 10. So what you need to do is try and rework your way in a way that seems like you're not trying to push them. So what I would say in this situation is So first thing is you reiterate what they say. So you don't ever, if they give you an objection, you don't just blow it off. It's actually a technique. It's called air. It's you air out the comment. You kind of add some space between the comment that they said. Not air, add some air. It's actually acknowledge, ignore, repeat. Acknowledge, ignore, repeat. So you acknowledge what the person has to say. So you repeat back to them what they just said. You ignore the actual objection itself, and then you just continue on with your sale. So that's one of the types of methods that you want to apply. But basically, if somebody said that, you want to basically just work yourself in there and say, you know, I understand you said you need some time to think about it, but Mr. Business Owner, I'm only taking on 2 clients this month, and you know, just so you're aware, you know, like I said, I'm only taking on 2. We're super busy at our agency. We only take on, you know, usually 1 or 2 a month at the very most, but we're getting really great results for people. So I just want you, again, we're only taking 1 or 2 on this month. We might not be doing it again in the near future. You want to put some type of scarcity. That's pretty much the point I'm trying to get to is, you want to throw scarcity on it. If he's saying I need some time to think about it, that means you need to throw something out in front of him that's going to make him want to jump on it right now and not think about it. So you throw, okay, well, Mr. Business Owner or Mrs. Business Owner, you know, we're only looking to take on 1 customer here in the next quarter. We're pretty full on our schedule because of the amount of results we've been able to get. You know, if you're interested, that's great. Just let me know as soon as possible. But if not, you know, we will be pursuing other businesses to work with because we are looking to get that schedule full. So it's all about knowing how to kind of work your way around the sale. But there isn't really a track that I follow. It's really just when you understand digital marketing, it makes the whole sales process easier, and it makes everything about understanding, reading the body language. So that's the other point I was trying to get to before I went off on that tangent. Reading their body language and knowing how to adjust. So being aware. So for example, Alex and I that's actually my sales rep that I'm training. Alex and I were on a sales call the other day. We were out pitching a business, and we're going through the audit, and I'm getting through Facebook and Instagram, which are part of the first 2 parts, and then we get into Twitter, and I can see you're starting to phase out a little bit, right? So I instantly just adjusted and said, okay, well, I'm not going to spend as much time on Twitter because that doesn't really matter anyways. All we do is syndicate the content for Twitter anyways. I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. I'm going to skip forward to the next important parts about their website. And then she got re-engaged. So it's about being able to read the customers. It really isn't about having a set script or a set thing, wording to use. It's more about being able to read the person. Selling is about the relationship and about being able to understand whether this person is vibing with what you're trying to give them or not. Too many people focus on what they're trying to say when that's not going to sell. What you have to say usually doesn't mean shit to that person. They want to hear how you're going to make the money. You can get that done in 10-15 seconds. Past that, they're not really paying attention to you. They're trying to see if you're listening to them and getting their needs down. So, you know, that's the thing, guys. There isn't really a set way to sell or a set thing to say. Practice, get your feet underneath you with regards to digital marketing, and so that way you feel comfortable in talking about it. But there's not a specific script. Go follow your proposal from start to finish. Let them ask questions. Breathe. Take your time. Don't rush through it and get through it in 5 minutes. You know, you have to actually take your time. If you don't have your pitch down to around 30 minutes at the most, you should work on that. You know, there's a lot of things that you have to consider, but whew, that was a lot on sales. I'm sorry. I'm going to get to some other questions here because we're about to wrap this up. If I had 10 minutes to talk about Facebook advertising to someone who knows nothing, what would I talk about? I would talk about, obviously, the importance of Facebook advertising, why it's important, why businesses need it, and then I would also talk about its ability to advertise to people. Facebook has the Facebook Pixel, which no other business has, or no other tracking platform has the ability to produce the results that the Facebook Pixel can. And again, if you were to talk about this to someone who has no idea what a Facebook Pixel is, I wouldn't say the Pixel. I would basically say Facebook allows you to put stuff on your Facebook page. When a visitor comes to your Facebook page, or sorry, when a visitor goes to your website, and has a Facebook account, or comes to your Facebook page and then goes to your website and has a Facebook account, we're now able to track that person and then send them more ads later because of the fact that they visited your website. That's all I would say. Simple stuff like that gets business owners super intrigued, because they're like, oh, I can take everyone who went to my site and send them an ad directly on Facebook. Just that, like, I can send just one person an ad if I wanted to. You know, that kind of stuff really gets them interested and gets them, you know, wanting to hear more and learn more about what you can do for their business. All right, ladies and gents, that was a pretty good session today. So I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little talk. And again, if you guys haven't seen, below is the link for the free Facebook ads training. Go ahead and go through that. Our free Facebook group is also down below. Make sure you guys get on that and join the group. Again, it's free. We have all kinds of stuff coming for search engine optimization. We have, what else? We have website development video coming on the site here in the next couple of days, full walkthrough, and that's a promise, guys. Me and Ryan are seriously about to do it here in a bit, like right after I get off this call. So that's coming this week. What else? We've got so much coming this week. It's ridiculous. Oh yeah, we've got a really cool Halloween promo coming up next week. So if you guys aren't in the course yet, that's something you can stay in tune for. But outside of that, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this again. Yes, I'm going to be here next week, and I'll be here Thursday, I'll be here Sunday, I'll be here all the time, guys. So super excited to keep working with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And again, if you haven't followed all of my social media channels, do that so that way you can message me and we can talk. Outside of that, guys, I'm going to jump off. But as always, Serial Entrepreneur out.